Should I leave the airbrushes there or they're in the picture? Anyway, never mind. Something big today. Hornby Hersden, made in India. Yeah, you'd have thought I'd have had enough of big scale model airplanes, but apparently not. Hi everybody, let's have a look at another kit that came in. This one arrived yesterday. It's Wednesday today, or it's a Tuesday, so it came in on Tuesday. Bought it from what's the names now? Is it on here? Yeah. I bought it from Dave Colley's model Emporium. Dave Colley's Emporium, and the address is on the other side in case you're wondering. And yeah, I thought it was good value, but when I yeah, doesn't sound too good, does it? So hopefully it wasn't like that when it left Dave Colley's Emporium. Maybe the postman was a bit harsh on it, but that aside, it is very well boxed. So let's open it and see what's inside. Using the little slice ceramic blade. Yeah, I don't think I should be using it for stuff like this because it was very expensive. But, having said that, a new set of blades will be even more expensive. They're like £25 for a set of 4. Happily, they don't blunt easily, so take care of it. It'll stay sharp for, well, long enough. How can I help this? And yeah, the box inside is indeed the same size as this box here. So how big is that? Bigger than the camera can take in. How is it sealed? This vessel? Tape is here. Now, for those of you who haven't read the title, this is an Airfix kit. It looks to be new, sealed up, and it is big. Yeah, too big for the table. It's a piece of paper inside here. What is this? Free prize draw 13. Welcome to Dave Colley's Emporium. Free prize draw, lucky 13. Sorry, prize draw number 13. Lucky for some. Every item you purchase from us on eBay or our website, davecolleysemporium.uk.co.uk, link below, will get you one entry. I'll read that later. But thanks, Dave, if you wanted. How much of this box can you see? Not all of it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Bit of empty space in the box there. Anyway, as you can see, this is the North American P-51D Mustang. Airfix, vintage classic, so we know it's one of the old ones. And got some great artwork on here. Some practically close-up of the airplane. This is it, dropping a little bomb. Colonel Joe L. Mason. 5 crosses there, so I guess that's his tally. Down here in the red line model kit, 1/24 scale. let's take a look at what's on the box. So that side, apparently there's two colour schemes. They all appear to be metallic silver, and this one's blue with a yellow tail. This one's got a red nose and a white tail. What else do we have here? On this side, same colour schemes again. Some more stuff, warning, etc. Over here, the little Boeing sticker. The edges are the same on both sides. There you go. Got the camera onto the camera. But yeah, there you go. P-51D Mustang. Airfix Vintage Classics. So, enough of that. Let's open it up and take a look at what's inside. Good. 4 bits of tape. I shall there you can see. Okay then, some paperwork. So, and some decals. Some very pretty looking decals. Okay. So let's put that in the back page. So first glance, looking at the bits through the plastic, there's a few pieces flying loose. There's the pilot, it's a good thing. Well, let's see. Anyway, put that to the side for a moment. And let's take a look at the paperwork. I think we can now zoom in a little bit. Right, so you got so you got the Airfix 1/24 North American P-51 Mustang, trademark. And you got a description of the aircraft in English and in French. A14001V scale model construction kit, regarded by many as the finest single-seat piston engine fighter aircraft of the Second World War. I'm starting to call it the 1939 to 1945 war, because that's when it took place. But yeah. Oh, you got some more descriptions of it. German, Spanish, and SV, which I think is Swedish. Assembly instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 languages here. Study drawings and practice assembly before cementing parts together. Carefully scrape paint from cementing surfaces. All parts are numbered. Good. Paint small parts before assembly. To apply decals, cut sheet as required. Dip in warm water for a few seconds. Slide off backing into position shown. Use in conjunction with box artwork. Not appropriate for children under 36 months of age due to the presence of small detachable parts. Yeah. And then at the bottom here, you got assembly icons. Let's see if I can actually understand what these say. I will be taking a better close look at it when I build this kit, and I do plan to build this kit. Let me see. So that's one assembly phase. I recognize that. Cement, do not cement. Symmetrical assembly. So 2 sides, I guess. Alternative parts provided. Repeat this operation twice in this case. Little number in a red box, decals. Crystal part, basically a circle, a white number in a black circle. Weight, I don't think that's going to be applicable. remove by filing, drill or pierce, cut, and humble paint number. So assembly begins. Okay, then, so let's let's get this over with. Oh, something felt odd. No, right then, so it looks like you begin with the nose of the aircraft. So you've got section 1, you're putting together the front end of the aircraft, and then putting together this part of the aircraft, and then section 2, you're building an engine, the Merlin, Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, which was adopted for the Mustang because they needed something really nice and powerful, or at least more powerful than the one they had already. And so sections 2, 3, and 4 are all assembling the engine. So I wonder what this is then. So this is you've got a question mark there. So I'm assuming because you've got some exhaust parts to put in here, this is the nose of the aircraft. So my assumption here is that you have a choice to build it without an engine or with the what appears to be a fairly nicely detailed engine. So I'm guessing that's what the question mark means. Where else are we? So you get to section 5, you get to the cockpit, which is not the beginning. So the cockpit, you're assembling the pilot, instruction on how to paint the pilot, and as you may be able to see, or maybe not, you've got paint colors all there, colored instruction manual. So all the paint brushes are in fact colored. So the numbers, I believe, are Humbrol paints, but there is a color on the brush itself. So you've got flesh tone there. Is that brown, red, for its gloves? So yeah, so nice. I really do like that. I didn't notice it until this bit here, because it's got all these all together too. So, but yeah, that is a nice addition. So it appears to be that way all the way through the instructions. Get back up again. So once you've assembled the cockpit and the pilot, then you can start putting things inside the fuselage, or one side of the fuselage. Painting the inside with the color 226, which appears to be an internal green of sorts. There appears to be a radiator there, goes behind there, which, yeah. Control panels, etc. Oh, a bit tired. Control panels, etc. And so on. So all things for the cockpit. Over to the next page. We're on page 6, and we have putting more bits inside the aircraft. It looks like the radio gear and so on. And then you got what appears to be the tail wheel, which is a surprisingly highly detailed. Lots of little parts there just for the tail wheel, tail dragger. Bits not to paint, bits not to glue rather, to have it rotating. The got tire there, got the hub, the wheel itself. Yeah. I wonder if you can insert that afterwards. No. So I suggest that when you build this, you need to be careful about that, because it needs to go in section 14 when you marry the two halves of the fuselage together. Where are we now? Section 15 is tail features. Putting in the tail fins, tail wings, horizontal stabilizers. Section 17 to 18 are the undercarriage, left and right gear, or right and left, I'm not sure which is which. And then 18 is something else. I don't recognize what that piece is, what that part is. Lots of little parts. And then 19 is very complex. So looks like with 19 you're assembling the armament. Pile of weapons, pile of machine guns and stuff. A bit of an exploded diagram sort of thing. It looks quite complicated to me, because you're putting together the wings, but then you're inserting all the machine guns and all the tail features and so on. Including some bits at the front there, and the landing gear. So drill a whole pile of holes. Doesn't tell you what size to drill it. Maybe it does down here. Let's have a look. Open holes as required, see section 20. So section 20 is on the next page. C19 for alternative positions of armament. So rockets, bombs, external fuel tanks. So let me go back to the previous page. And so it says drill holes. So it doesn't tell you what size to drill it. So lots of detail here. Place landing light 205 and 206 in location of socket if undercarriage is in low position. Right, so we're going to find 205 and 206. Okay, there. Huh. Okay. A bit complicated. So anyway, we've gone to the next page of section 20, which is assembling of the elements, and then section 21, the last build section of this kit. This is assembling the engine covers and the cockpit cover, cockpit canopy, clear plastic, so on. And you've got a stand here shown. So is there a stand in the box? I didn't notice one, but we'll find out in a moment. So anyway, so that's the build, 21 sections. Again, a bit complicated here. I mean, look at that. So anyway, we're going to the next page, page 9. Let's zoom out a little bit. And this is a nice color image showing you the markings for this particular one. This is it, flown by Colonel Joel Mason, 352nd Fighter Group, 8th Air Force, United States Army Air Force, Royal Air Force, Bodney, USAAF Station 141, Norfolk, England. So it looks like this is just repeating what I just read, aren't I? An American fighter based in England. So yeah. Anyway, so that's that marking type. Which is more. So you've got the other one here. So this is Ridge Runner, North American P-51D-10-NA Mustang. What's the difference? Both the same model aircraft. Ridge Runner 3, flown by Major Pierce W. McKinnon. Pierce. Yes, is it just me that finds it strange that Americans seem to have first names as seem to use surnames as first names? Anyway, Pierce W. McKinnon, 4th Fighter Group, 335th Fighter Squadron, 8th Air Force, United States Army Air Force, Royal Air Force, Debden, Essex, England. So this one's the WD blah blah. Red nose, let's call it that. Red nose with the olive green anti-glare surface on the front, on the nose of the aircraft. Next page and last page is stencil markings. Position of stencil data. So yeah, so I suggest, or how I would do it would be, after you've got it all nice and painted, put all the stencils on first, assuming you want to put the stencils on, and then choose your markings and put the rest of the decals on. Anyway, that's everything. So the manual is quite short, and there's a lot of stuff going on in some of these build places. So the bit about test fitting before you apply any glue is going to be quite important here, I think. So like, you know, this, a bit too much. And it happens 3 times. There you go, and there you go. Anyway, so the instructions are a bit complex, or a bit, not so much complex, a bit untidy, a bit too much going on. Yeah, so, and they could have separated a lot of the stuff into different ones. But I guess being the vintage classics, they are just replicating the original manual, which fine, I guess. I'd quite like to see a reworking of this. I was also wondering if if Airfix are going to produce a new P-51D Mustang to put alongside the Spitfire and the 109 in 1/24 scale. But the way things are going with Airfix at the moment, this may be unlikely to happen. But one has one's fingers crossed. Maybe they had something in planned already, and it's or maybe they didn't bother. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say at all. I can't say anything about what's going on with Airfix at the moment. Hornby Airfix apparently they're having issues. One of their well-known designers has apparently left the company and has moved to Hella. That does surprise me after hearing that, because I thought things were going really well for Airfix with the all the models, all the new stuff they've brought out in the past few years. But yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm not going to dwell into that anymore. So let's have a look at the decals. So it doesn't say where they were made on here at all. Does it say on the box? It does say cartograph on the box, so I'm guessing these are cartograph decals. And as you'd expect from cartograph, they are very nice. I can say how great they look. I can talk to you all the time about how great these decals look, but I haven't used any cartograph decals for a very long time, so it's been a while since I've actually used them, so I can't say how good they are. But as long as they stay together in one piece and don't fall apart like my previous set of decals did, I think we'll be okay. Yeah. Anyway, so those are the decals. Okay. Right now, let's take a look at some plastic. And before I even open up a bag, I'm going to prepare some little bags for the bits that have fallen off. Got a variety of bag sizes here. 5x7 little bag, 4x4, and 6x6. Right. So basically, I just pick the right bag that appears to be the right size for the bits and pieces. Cut them with the scissors. I always wonder why more models now you don't use scissors to cut open these things. It seems a lot more civilized than stabbing it with a knife. Yeah. Those scalpels, they're made really sharp, but they are also going to get blunted doing that. Anyway, lots of plastic in here, and rubber ties. So in fact, let's take a look at this bit first. Move you aside for the time being. So I'm assuming that they look the way they do because they're old. Even at first glance at the parts in the box, you can see flash and stuff. Having said that, outside of the plastic, there is flash on this tire, and it is a Firestone. So just says Firestone on either side. The little tail dragger, yeah. So we're going to have to do a bit of a surgery on this to clean up the edges. Just going to change the battery. Bear with me for a moment. Welcome back. Like I was saying before, these are going to need to be cleaned up a little bit. Let's just see if this scalpel can do it. No, think it's gonna need, how do you clean these rubber tires? I've never been able to figure out how to get it done nicely. I think it's basically a case of just getting some sandpaper on it and just rubbing it down. Certainly this little one in the middle, the little tail dragger wheel, that's gonna need a lot of that. So hopefully they'll fit. Something tells me that a set of resin wheels will be available for this kit. I may look into that, don't know yet. I'll decide on that later. Goes back into the bag. Okay then, just grab stuff off the top. Okay then, so big piece, big sprue, big frame, big tree if you like. It's just to be expected. So how old is this kit anyway? Right, so the tooling for this kit is 1973. So this is 50 years old, over 50 years old, 53 years old this year. And you can tell, I'm looking at this part here, for example, which I believe is the floor of the cockpit. I was going to say that you got a little what appear to be scratch lines on it, but something tells me that that's supposed to be wood, judging by the patterning on it. It certainly looks like that. Some, let me rephrase that, some other parts have flash evident, as you can see with this one here, and this little piece here, you got flash on there as well. So this blade, this ceramic blade, this can't talk. This ceramic blade is going to come in handy for scraping away stuff like this, because it is very handy, that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's going to get a lot of use, so I may need to invest in some extra blades. Not that we're going to need one anytime soon, but by extra blades I mean different shape blades. Anyway, so looking at the parts, going back to where we were, lots of rivets, raised rivets, probably not quite to scale raised rivets, but quite a lot of them. They're very big, very noticeable. So there's going to be a lot of cleanup going on with this. The bomb, is that a bomb? Looks very clean though. You know, no flash there. This piece, don't know what it is, some kind of spine. No, well, a little bit of flash on it. So yeah, so little engine parts there. The main engine itself, more little bits and pieces. Trying to see, so there's a piece missing on this side. Unfortunately, they don't provide us with a sprue map. So trying to figure out what came from where. That's not it. I did see another piece which I thought, there's a piece over there, an engine part, which may be the bit I'm looking for. This it? No. So I thought this may be from this particular sprue. This is engine part. Looks like it goes to the bottom of the engine. It doesn't fit there, and I don't think it's on this sprue at all. So I'll put it to the side for the time being. I'll put it back in the box after a little bit. Anyway, this is a not numbered sprue. But all the pieces are numbered. Some of them, the big pieces like the fuselage there's a number 70 on it, and 50 this one. So the larger pieces have a number right on them. The smaller pieces, the number is beside them. So how close do you want to get. So yeah, 165, 164, 165, 165, 164, 163, 162, 161. So those rockets and so on. So they're all individually numbered, but the big pieces are those where it is possible have a number right embedded in them. Looking on the other side, lots of little pieces over there. Not sure what those are for. Tail wheel, I'm thinking over there. And you got all these little pipes and things. So I do believe I did see in the instructions. I thought I saw something that caught my eye. That's it. This piece here, part of the internal, so side part of the cockpit. There's nice big cable there, tube thing, whatever. Engine parts, wheels, intake. So there's the intake there. So I'm fairly certain later versions of this scale have an actual grill over there instead of whatever that is. I pretend to look at the grill. Anyway, lots more engine parts. I think I'm repeating myself, so I shall end this part here. So this is the first sprue that I got out of the box. Yeah. The next sprue. So again, I'm going to look at both sides. Again, this is the second sprue that has a, let's get there. That's the other half of the fuselage. Lots of bits of flash all over the place. Yeah, so flash here, there, over there, there. We have a pilot on this one. Oh, we have half a pilot on this one. Let's look at the other side. That's his back, got his arms. Have some exhaust pipes here. Interesting how they did it hollow, so the pipes are in two halves. So, and as you can see, they've made an attempt to make the pipes hollow by having the tips hollow. So I'm surprised it didn't increase the hole further down, because I'm sure they could have done it. Wouldn't be that difficult. More engine pieces there. Some missiles, undercarriage doors, missile tails, missile fins, I think. Are they missile fins or bomb fins? Lots of other pieces. Let's have a look at this side. So that's that side. Here we have the tail gear that I was interested in the manual. Surprisingly complex piece of gear. Excuse the pun. On the other side, so a lot of these parts have detailing on both sides. For example, this is on this side, and there's this one detail on this side. What I'm not seeing, let me take it back. I was going to say what I didn't notice was pushpin marks, but the undercarriage doors here, you got some 3 pushpin marks on them, and they're all slightly recessed, so they may need filling. Unless, of course, I decide to build this in flight, so we could close up the landing gear. But yeah, push pins on these bits which would be visible, so they need tidying up. Other places that don't have push pins, well, that do have push pins, this piece here, which I believe is part of the cockpit. There's a nice piece there, another one there, another one there, another one there, so there's like 4 visible. Just trying to see if I can find some, well, they're all over the place, So that one on the cockpit won't be visible, so that's okay. These pieces, don't know what those are, some kind of doors. Those will be visible if the doors are left open, but it's a very flat surface. So yeah, an old kit that does look old, let's face it. But yeah, so this is the second sprue that I've looked at. Let's see if I can just double check there is no number. No. Next sprue is a very long sprue. Yeah, longer than the camera can fit in, or just about. Let's zoom out a bit. So this one has machine guns, more missile halves, tail fins, tail parts, there. Another propeller piece. So let me see. I'm guessing that part of the propeller sat there as well, so I'll put that there for the time being. Machine gun armament, bullets, push pins on this piece here, which hopefully won't be visible, but there you go. Some more tail fins there, control panel there, cockpit piece there. And forgot. So these are two doors of the landing gear. So the main gear doors here are nice big hefty push pin visible there. So again, more reason to build it wheels up in flight. You do have a pilot, so you can do that. You have a stand as well, so you can do that. Take a look at that later. So I mean, in 1973, 74, this would have been, I think, acceptable. But now that you can buy Chinese kits in this scale for roughly the same price as this cost me £40 from Dave Colley's Emporium. I'll say at this price, this was cheaper than I expected, which is the main reason I bought it. Well, I do know that similar spec kits made today are way better than this. But, you know, for the price, I think one can deal with this. I'm not the best modder out there, but I think even I can do a nice job with this kit. But will I? I guess I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, machine guns. Let's go to the other side of these surfaces. Now, oddly enough, so you have this, I believe that's the vertical tail, and you've got the horizontal pieces there, and they have a strange texture on them. Don't know if you can make it out. You see how this one's shiny, and these are not. And wonders if that's something to do with the texture that they did. The real one have like a canvas covered tail parts, because this isn't. But yeah. The machine guns look very good. They all have a push pin mark on the other side, but then they're going to be inside the wings, so you're not going to see them anyway. So going back to the other tail parts, so this will be the vertical part, or is it? I don't know what that is. I think these, I know what's happening here. So all these four pieces are one piece. So that's the front half of the wing, and that's, or the tail wing. This is the movable part. So that piece there, for example, would go inside there. I don't think they're movable, so that's okay, I guess. Yeah, so it's only these pieces here, these two here, and the vertical moving part, the rudder, that have this strange satin matte finish. Everything else is nice and glossy, shiny. Fuel tanks there, two fuel tanks, 4 pieces. The landing gear looks pretty sturdy, and the other side of the doors, so this looks a bit messy, because this one is nice and smooth, feels nice and smooth too. This one, not so much. You know, what happened there? Somebody been trying to clean up the the tooling and made a bit of a mess of it. What it looks like to me. The propeller there is not the prettiest, but just like there's a little bit of flash all the way around the edges. I need a bit of sandpaper off that to. A little bit of sandpaper should get that sorted. In fact, all the edges of most of the flat pieces have that problem. Pilot seat there. And some other pieces, I don't know what they are. This is, I believe this looks like a scoop that goes under the aircraft. Or is it the exhaust for the radiator? I think that's what it is. Anyway, just looking for the piece that goes there, and I can't see it. Oh yes, there it is. It's right in the corner of the box. So, does it go like that? Or like that? I'm guessing it fits that way. Anyway, closer look at it shows you've got the riveting all over it, which looks a bit rivety-ish. I'm not sure if this is as the plane should have been, because I got the impression from people talking about it here. I got the impression from models talking about this plane here on YouTube that the rivets were all sanded down and smoothed out to make the plane as smooth as possible, particularly on the wings, because of the laminar flow wings meant that the wings had to be as smooth as possible, I believe, to reduce any chance of turbulence being caused by, well, turbulence. So yeah, I'll have a look into that actually, because I'm fairly certain all this massive riveting is a bit overdone, maybe a bit sanded down. I take a lot of sanding because there's rivets all over the surface of this model. But anyway, this is the third sprue that I came across. Next up, wings. Big wings. So this is the lower half of the wing, one massive part. The front, that's the rear, that's a bit of flash. This one doesn't look too bad actually. You've got recesses for all the little holes you've got to drill into this thing. Let me have another look at the instruction manual just a moment. I'm just going to look at the bit about inserting the landing gear, the main gear. Something tells me that you can fit it in a way so that you can retract it if you wanted to. It doesn't say that here, but looking at these parts, take a look. If you look at here, something that you can actually see. You got these pieces here, and the wheel, or the gear rather, slots into there. So you could just drop it in there, not glue it, and allow it to rotate onto there. So this is the piece I'm talking about there. So it looks like you can put the gear in there and then rotate it through 90 degrees to raise it. So all these other pieces to go here. So now I'm not sure if having the ability to raise a gear after you build it is part of the kit. It doesn't actually mention that here. It just says, well, yeah, position undercarriage leg assemblies into wing 1 through 4, which is this piece here, before cementing undercarriage. So I don't think it's designed to be working, but if you're clever enough you could do it. Another thing I'm just noticing is that you got the Don't know if you can notice it. Just, you've got some white. The plastic is grey, but right there, for example, you've got some grey, some white-ish stress marks on there. Not so much on this side, there's a little bit on there, but looks like the skids have been stressed out a bit. The plastic feels quite thick and it's a bit dense, old-fashioned plastic, but for the size that it is, I'm not too surprised. But then I've only ever built one 1/24 scale fighter jet in my time, and that one's, well, link over there, or is it over here? You can have a look at that airplane, that model, if you wish. I might trials and tribulations to that. Anyway, this one, again, because of its age, it does look a bit done. Or rather, it looks far less sophisticated, more agricultural than the newer kits. But then, you know, that's the way it was back in the day. So anyway, this is the lower wing half. And here we have the top half of the wings. Front end here. Now you can see there's no, apart from the trailing edge, the main flaps there are no rivets visible on the wing surface. I didn't mention it before, but there's no rivets apart from here. There are no rivets. Oh, there are some there actually on this panel here, these two panels around the middle, but the rest of the wing, virtually no rivets at all. On the top of the wing certainly is smooth and clean. So yeah, so looks like one will be going over the edges with a sanding stick to just clean them up a bit. There is a bit of a thickness on the edge there. So what I may be doing is sanding down the inside of both halves, actually, just to minimize the size. Because if I sand the top side, you're going to lose the detail. So sand down the inside there until the edge is thin, or as thin as you can get it without distorting the shape. And looks like one's going to need to sand it down because this does not look smooth at all. And this does not smooth at all over here, particularly. It's all bumpy and so on. That one looks like somebody scratched the surface of the mold to make it nice. But then over here we have the words Airfix Products Limited, 1972. So this is part 150, this is part 153. So, So again, the important parts, the external surfaces, are nice and smooth. But the detailing does look a little bit crude. It's not as finessed as one would be used to if you're building kits made in the past 10 years or so. So, well, yeah. So yeah, so something to keep an eye out on. So sanding the edges, cleaning up the edges is going to be necessary. And you're scraping parts and so on. Something that one's going to be doing a lot building this kit. But there you have it. That is the other half of the wings. What else do we have here? We've got some clear parts. And they are all in a nice big bag in one piece. Where's my scissors gone? There we go. Oh dear, I'm joking. For the age they look fine. not as can you see through it? So you don't really want to put the thing you want to look at right directly underneath it. Give it about the same amount of distance that the objects inside will be, and there is a little bit of distortion on these moving parts, or rather on these curved parts. Even the front windscreen, which I believe is supposed to be flat, has a bit of distortion in it. So not the best I've seen. But there you go. I may consider buying some masks for this. There is a frame that goes inside this canopy, which may explain these raised pieces there, because you can see it quite clear there. Just over there. So you have some control bits, so the control panel there in clear. This piece here is the lights, which I believe go on the wing, and then you've got these other tiny pieces here. I don't know what they are, probably some other lighting system for the lights that pop up under the wings, I guess. Some other little pieces there, no idea what they are. And there we have it. Clear parts, pretty much what you'd expect for 1973 rather. Not brilliant, but okay. So let's check out some of the pieces that have fallen off the sprues. Bits that are rattling about. So that's not a part, so that's... Right then, so what do we have here? Tail wing, a battery, I think. The other half of the pilot. Scoop, intake of some sort. Half a bomb. What are these, foot pedals or something? Don't know. This piece here, which I think is part of the engine cover, side cover. I guess this is on the right side, starboard side of the aircraft. The bit we've seen already, this is the underside of the engine. And this little flat piece. So yeah, so that's all the pieces that have gone missing, that have left the sprue. And this little piece here, which is in need of some major cleanup. Anyway, I'll leave that for now. Oh, and the propeller, or half of the propeller. It does look like it's got a bit of a curve on it. I suspect it's supposed to be like that, but sink marks over here. There's probably the thickest piece of plastic in this kit. It may explain these sink marks. So I'll have a go practice filling stuff. So you're going to need it. And on this side as well, over there. Yeah. So those are the pieces that have left the sprues. I'm going to find a little bag to put them in, because I want them to stay safe. So I'll do that right now. last but not least, the stand. Now, I've seen one of these before with the what kit was it? The TSR2. Too big. And there you have it. That's the large stand. Battery space is there. So I'm wondering if I didn't notice it in the manual, but I'm wondering if there is provision to put a electric motor into the engine to spin the prop. So judging by the size of this prop, there is a hole at the tip of the propeller which may suggest that this is possible. So looking at the build of the propeller, it doesn't mention it, but I'll take another look. Looking at the engine parts, yeah, I do believe there is room in the engine there to insert a little motor. It doesn't have to be big, just small enough to spin the prop. As long as you get it nicely lubricated, some dry lubricant may be the thing for that. Again, I'll look into doing that as well, because looking at the parts there, that's the front end of the aircraft, or the engine rather, and there is like a recessed hole. So that's something that may be worth looking into. Yeah, so there we have it. Last stand. Okay, put that back in the box, back in the bag rather. Try to figure out a way to get this in the screen under the camera. Put it over here somewhere. No. Anyway. Look a bit silly, isn't it? So there you go. So we know when this kit was made rather, and I'm not going to go through all the trouble of or maybe I am. Because normally I go through a scale list and just take a look at what this kit was, of when the kit was made. But we know where it's from. We know the age of this kit, and so on. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so this is the North American P-51D Spitfire. It's not a Spitfire. This is the P-51D North American. This is the North American P-51D Mustang trademark. And as kits go, 1/24 scale kits. This is my first Airfix 1/24 scale kit. I've built one recently from the Chinese manufacturer, and got another one, a World War I aircraft again, from I Love Kit, Chinese again, much more recent one. So the modeling engineering is very nice on that one, but that's for another day. This one, it's not the best I've seen, I'll be honest with you. I have seen better large scale kits, but for what it is, I guess for £40, yeah, I think it was worth the money. I am keeping an eye out to try and get hold of the new Spitfire, but they are costing anywhere between £70 and £100 depending on who you're buying it from. So, but I still got my eyes open. I didn't win the I didn't win the prize in the Genesis design design and motorcraft competition where she gave away a Spitfire, the 1/24 scale Airfix Spitfire, the new one. Link to her channel below if you're interested. You know, I'm not the only one who wanted it. You know, it's a game of chance. What do you do? Anyway, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, tell your friends. If you didn't like it, tell me why, and help me make a better video for next time. So thanks for watching, and happy modeling, everybody. Stop putting things away now. Well, I wasn't going to, but I've changed my mind. And on the scale mirrors page, full history. Yeah, 1/24 North American P Mustang. Let me see, back to the so this is the version I have. You can see there. Let's have a look what it's product timeline, instructions, related products, so you can buy tire, Airfix trumpeter, P-51 tires, diamond threaded. What else can you buy? Rudder pedals rather, propeller spinner hub, seat belts, decals. Is this decals or something? Don't know what that is. Top notch, whatever it is. So it's the history that full history that was interesting to me here. So if we go, where is the Airfix? Over here. So as we know, 1973, new tool, and then new box by MPC in 1970. Well, let's see, again 1973. So 1974. So new box, same picture, new box. Again, MPC did a new box. It says new decals there. New box again in 1980 for Airfix. Who else? Airfix guns. So in new box in, again, probably 1980, 81. And then MPC did it again. And then in 1991, 93, there's a new decals and then a new box. Going on. A whole new picture on this one in 2005. New box in 2008. New box again. New decals. New box. New decals. And back to the one I have here. New decals. So new decals. I assume these are the cartograph decals. So there you go. So who else has made it? This arrow goes all the way down to here. Hello did a version of it as well. Interesting, because we mentioned Hello. Yeah, Hello did one as well. So here it is. Yeah. Anyway, back to the original programming.